The notion of a Satanic New World Order using global warming propaganda to oppress humanity is a complex and multifaceted concept that has garnered significant attention in recent years. Proponents of this idea argue that a secretive and powerful elite is manipulating the narrative surrounding climate change to further their own interests and exert control over the population. While this perspective may seem far-fetched to some, it is essential to examine the underlying concerns and motivations that drive this line of thinking. One of the primary concerns is that the climate change agenda is being used as a tool for social and economic control. By creating a sense of urgency and panic around the issue of global warming, governments and institutions can implement policies and regulations that restrict individual freedoms and limit economic growth. For example, carbon taxes, cap and trade systems, and renewable energy mandates can all have a significant impact on the cost of living and the overall economy. Some argue that these measures are not only ineffective in addressing the root causes of climate change but also serve to consolidate power and wealth in the hands of a select few. Another aspect of this narrative is the perceived manipulation of scientific data and the suppression of dissenting voices. Many proponents of the Satanic New World Order theory point to the Climategate scandal, where emails between climate scientists were leaked, revealing discussions about manipulating data and excluding opposing viewpoints from the peer review process. This incident has been cited as evidence that the scientific community is not always objective and that the climate change narrative is being driven by ideology rather than empirical evidence. Furthermore, the intimidation and ostracism of scientists who question the prevailing view on climate change have led some to believe that there is a concerted effort to silence dissent and maintain a monopoly on the narrative. The role of international institutions and agreements, such as the Paris Agreement and the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, is also seen as a key component of the Satanic New World Order's plan to exert control over humanity. These agreements often involve commitments to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, transition to renewable energy sources, and adopt sustainable practices, which can have far-reaching implications for national sovereignty and individual freedoms. Some argue that these agreements are not only ineffective in addressing climate change but also serve to advance a globalist agenda that seeks to erode national borders and undermine local autonomy. In addition to these concerns, the Satanic New World Order theory also touches on the theme of spiritual and cultural manipulation. Some proponents argue that the climate change narrative is being used to promote a form of eco-spirituality that is antithetical to traditional values and belief systems. The emphasis on reducing carbon footprints, consuming sustainable products, and adopting environmentally friendly practices can be seen as a form of moralistic indoctrination that seeks to create a new world order based on a secular, humanist ideology. This perspective is often linked to the idea that the elite are using climate change as a pretext to impose a new form of totalitarian control, one that seeks to erase national identities, cultural heritage, and spiritual traditions. While the idea of a Satanic New World Order using global warming propaganda to oppress humanity may seem like a paranoid conspiracy theory to some, it is essential to acknowledge the underlying concerns and motivations that drive this narrative. The issues of social and economic control, scientific manipulation, international governance, and spiritual manipulation are all relevant and deserving of critical examination. Ultimately, a more nuanced understanding of these complex issues can help to foster a more informed and constructive debate about the future of humanity and the role of climate change in shaping our collective destiny. By engaging with these concerns and addressing the underlying fears and anxieties, we can work towards creating a more just, equitable, and sustainable world that balances individual freedoms with the need for collective action to address the challenges of the 21st century.